Hello dear students, I am Zeeshan Sir. Owing to the COVID-19 pandemic, UPSC has postponed the civil services examination. But the more important question is, what does this postponement mean to you? If you think that you are well prepared for the civil services examination in general and prelims in particular, then that's a very good thing, all the very best. But then this video is not meant for you. But if you think that this postponement has come in as a blessing in disguise for you, and as a result of this postponement, you will be able to perform far better into the civil services examination in general and in the prelims in particular, then this video is definitely for you, and you will find much useful content in the latter part of this video as to how you can ease your preparation in the upcoming months. So, dear students, to better understand what is being conveyed, let's go back to this image. In my last video, I had made reference to a 400-meter race, and to quickly reiterate myself, these people running in the forefront are the front runners. These are the ones who are already well prepared for their prelims, and we are not talking in the context. We are talking in the context of these 5 categories of students. Now, which are these 5 categories? The first category is of those students who are preparing but with an attempt of 2021 in their mind. Other category of students is of those who are working professionals and could not give sufficient time to their preparation. The third category is of those students who are studying hard but are stuck somewhere between 60 to 80 marks in their mock tests. The fourth category is of the senior candidates who are very much experienced, given mains and probably given interviews, but when it comes to prelims, they have a weak leg. And the fifth category, the students, is of those aspirants who are giving their last attempt this year. Now, this category is a really interesting one because the aspirants falling in the fifth category who are giving the last attempt are the ones who will be increasing the competition both in prelims and in mains. Anyways, coming back to the analogy of this race, assuming that you fall into one of these 5 categories, your response to the present situation will depend precisely where do you stand in this race, and you will have to shift the gears accordingly, which means depending on your present preparation level, you will need to adapt to the changed scenario. So, dear students, it was in this very context that I had made a reference to the Reconquer Prelims 2020 initiative in my last video. Now, this initiative was rolled out after the civil services examination was postponed, and by keeping these 5 categories of students in mind. But after that, we were bombarded with calls inquiring about the initiative. So let me very quickly show the practical usefulness that you can derive out of the few components of this initiative. The first component of the initiative, dear students, is the score booster lectures. Now, these lectures are taken by me, and it won't be an overstatement to say that this lecture series or these lectures have given a ray of hope to many aspirants. In these lectures, basically, I teach how you can boost your score by up to 30 marks or even more with your existing knowledge base. You don't need to have a super knowledge base, dear students. And the first lecture in this lecture series have also been made public, the link to which you can find in the description box below, along with the link to this program of Reconquer Prelims 2020. And I would like to add one thing, that the students who have subscribed to this lecture series and those who have watched the first lecture on YouTube have uh, told us that these lectures are sort of revolutionary in their own right. The other component being mentorship support on Civil's Daily Habitat. Now, Civil's Daily Habitat is a vibrant and chat-based platform. Here you can ask doubts, discuss with other aspirants, and get more clarity out of the entire process. Ultimately, studying hard is not sufficient, but getting timely inputs, regular inputs from experienced mentors helps you stay well directed. While at one hand, postponement of the exam comes in as an opportunity, but at the other hand, it also adds to your headache, as current affairs of additional months have to be covered. So the components 3 and 4 try to decrease this headache of yours. Component number 3, where 15 current affairs tests till September are covered. Now, it is always advisable to cover your current affairs in a test-based manner because it is a better way to consolidate your hold on current affairs. And additionally, you are also being provided current affairs magazines of last 2.5 years at one place. Now, it is a very handy thing to help you brush up important developments of the past 2.5 years. Now, please remember that UPSC has been asking questions from current affairs from as far back as 2 years and 2.5 years. Further, it is very important to study in a test-based format, not only to gauge your progress, but also to finish your syllabus well before the examination so that you have enough time for revision. So you can have access to basic tests, 8 basic tests, 5 advanced tests, and 8 full-length tests, and utilize these tests depending on your current level of preparation. Further, you also get access to CSAT tests. Now, please remember that CSAT paper has been the most neglected paper in the past few years, and as a result, it has turned out to be fatal to some students who otherwise were very brilliant and had scored very nicely in the paper 1 but failed in the CSAT paper. The 7th and last component is your advanced static lectures. Now, these lectures will help you consolidate any basics from the static areas that you might have missed out. So finally, dear students, after having presented the entire context and after showing how practically useful the different components of the Reconquer Prelims program can be to you, I won't ask you to subscribe the program. That has to be your call completely. But I would categorically state one thing. You ought to know your present preparation level and where exactly do you stand. I would just ask you to visualize yourself again as part of the race and exactly understand your position in the race and accordingly shift the gears of your preparation and subscribe to the program only if you think that the various components of the program can be of use to you. So, dear students, that was all for today's video. Hope to see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe and please don't just study hard, but more importantly, keep studying smart. Jai Hind.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Civil's Daily.